Yutganim uchun sevgilim o'zi.
Tinchlikmi?
Sizni bir joyga chaqirsam.
Nimaga? Nima uchun borishim kerak?
Nima, meni ko'rgani kelmaysizmi? Hozir sizga lokatsiya tashiyman.
Bo'pti. O'zi qayerga borish kerak? Xo'p, ishimni tugatib boraman.
Ko'ramiz.
Unaqa qaramang. Jinni.
Ishlar bo'pti.
Qilyapman.
Yana bir narsani ko'rsataman.
Hello guys, welcome to Drama Decode. Today I am going to review Kechir drama. The boy who watched the sky. In the city of Samarkand lived a young man named Mirzu, a quiet dreamer who often spends nights on his rooftop gazing at the stars. For him, the stars were not just lights in the sky, they were memories holding whispers of the past and promises of the future. Mirzu had one secret. Years ago, he had loved a girl named Roya, but she left for another country with her family. He thought he had lost her forever. Life went on. Mirzu worked as a teacher, teaching children how to read and dream, yet every evening he still looked at the stars, wondering if Roya ever looked at the same sky. The return of Roya. One spring morning fate answered his silent prayers. At a cultural event in the city square, Mirzu heard a familiar voice reading poetry aloud. His heart skipped a beat. He turned and there she was, Roya, older, more graceful, her eyes carrying both joy and sorrow. Their eyes met and time froze. Mirzu, she whispered in shock. Roya, he breathed, his voice trembling. It felt like the stars had finally aligned, but happiness was never that simple. Roya was no longer free. She was engaged to a wealthy businessman named Kamran, chosen by her family for security, yet her heart betrayed her. It still beat for Mirzu. The weight of duty. Roya visited Mirzu in secret. They walked along the old streets of Samarkand, remembering their childhood, their laughter, their lost promises. I thought I would never see you again, Mirzu said, and I thought I had forgotten you. Roya replied with tears, but tonight, standing beside you, I realize I never did. Still, Roya felt trapped. Kamran was powerful, respected, and her family depended on his wealth. To leave him would mean dishonor, shame, and struggle. Mirzu's heart ached. He wanted to fight for her, but he also knew the price she would pay. Kamran's shadow. Kamran was not blind. He noticed Roya's distant eyes, the way she smiled less when with him. He began to suspect, and soon he discovered her secret meetings with Mirzu. Furious, Kamran confronted Mirzu late one evening. You are nothing but a poor teacher. Kamran spat. Do you think you can steal with what belongs to me? Mirzu stood tall, his eyes calm. Love is not possessions. Kamran, Roy does not belong to you or to me. She belongs to our own art. Kamran clenched his fists, but knew that Mirzu's words carried truth, yet he refused to lose. He tightened his grip on Roya, reminding her of her family's dependence on his fortune. Roya was torn between duty and love. The letter of stars. One night Mirzu wrote a letter to Roya. He left it at her window with a single white rose. Roya, if you choose him, I will not stop you. But if you choose me, know that my love will never let you sorrow, never let you fall. I may not have gold, but I have dreams, and I want to build them with you. Look at the stars tonight, and if you feel they whisper my name, follow them. Roya read the letter with trembling hands, streaming down her face. That night she looked at the stars, and for the first time she prayed for the courage. The choice, the day of Roya's engagement ceremony arrived. The hall glittered with lights, guests, and gathers. Music played. Kamran stood proudly beside her, but Roya's heart was pounding as she was about to place the ring on her finger. Her eyes caught sight of Mirzu standing at the door, not to steal her away, but to silently watch. His eyes carried no demand, only love. Roya's hands shook. Suddenly she, dropping the ring, gasps filled the hall. She turned to her family, to the guests, to Kamran, and finally to Mirzo. I cannot do this, she declared, her voice breaking yet strong. I cannot marry a man I don't love. My heart belongs to Mirzo, and no wealth or fear can silence it. The hall erupted in whispers. Kamran's face burned with humiliations, but before he could speak, Roya's father stood up, his eyes heavy with both anger and tears. Roya, he whispered. Then, after a long silence, he sighed. If love is truly yours, then go, because a loveless marriage is worse than dishonor. Roya ran into Mirzu's arms, and the hall's whisper faded into nothing. Life was not easy for after that. Kamran's influence made things difficult. Mirzu lost opportunities, and Roya's family faced criticism. But they endured side by side. They worked hard, Mirzu teaching, Roya opening a small art studio. Slowly the city began to respect them, not for their wealth, but for the honesty of their love. Every night they sit together on the rooftop, looking at the stars. Do you remember? Roya whispered. How the stars brought us back. Mirzu smiled, and they always will. Years later, their children played on the same rooftop, pointing at the stars. Roya and Mirzu, older now, sit together hand in hand. The world tried to separate us. Roya said softly, but love was stronger. Mirzu kissed her forehead, because love, like the stars, always remembers, and under the endless skies of Samarkand, their love shone eternal, proof that even in the darkest nights, true love will always find its way back. So, overall, the story begins in the heart of Samarkand, where a quiet dreamer named Mirzu spent his nights on the rooftop gazing at the stars. For him, the stars are not just lights in the sky, they are memories of the past and silent witnesses to the love he once lost. That love was Roya, a childhood companion who left years ago with her family, leaving Mirzu with nothing but longing and silence. Years pass. Mirzu becomes a teacher, respected in his community but always carrying the emptiness of an unfinished love. Then fate intervenes. One day at a cultural poetry event, he hears a familiar voice. He turns, and there she is, Roya, back in Samarkand after so many years. Their eyes meet, and time itself seems paused. But Roya is no longer free. She is engaged to Kamran, a wealthy, respected businessman chosen by her family for security. Still, despite her new life, her heart betrays her. She still loves Mirzu. Their secret meetings begin in the old street of Samarkand. They walk of childhood, of stars, of broken promises. Roya admits she never truly forgot him. Mirzu confesses he never stopped waiting, but their happiness is fragile. Kamran grows suspicious. He sees Roya's distant smiles, the light in her eyes that doesn't shine up for him. Soon he discovers the truth, and he confronts Mirzu, mocking him for being a poor teacher, daring to steal what belongs to a rich man. Mirzu answers calmly, love is not position. She does not belong to you or to me. She belongs to our heart. The conflict grows. Roya feels trapped between duty to her family and love for Mirzu. She knows leaving Kamran would mean dishonor for her parents, shame for her name, and hardship for her life. But when Mirzu writes a heartful letter reminding her that love is not about wealth but about building dreams together, her heart stirs, and with courage. Thank you so much for watching this story. We will bring you more stories and the next time, so please subscribe our channel and give comments in the